I never knew I was capable of feeling this way until I met you. The thought of losing you to anyone else keeps me up at night. I'm not possessive because I doubt you. I'm possessive because the mere idea of a world where you're not mine is unbearable. You've become such a vital part of my life that I can't picture anyone else filling the space you occupy. It's not jealousy, it's the fear of losing the one person who makes my world complete. It terrifies me to think that someone else could see in you what I see: your beauty, your kindness, your heart. My possessiveness is just a reflection of how deeply I care. I can't bear the thought of you slipping away. Every time you walk into a room, all eyes are on you, and that scares me. Not because I don't trust you, but because I know how easy it is to fall for someone as incredible as you. I never want to face the day when someone else might take you away. I wish I could hold you close enough so the world couldn't touch you. The thought of someone else whispering sweet things into your ear sends a wave of panic through me. I love you too much to share you with anyone else. When I think of you with someone else, even for a second, my heart races with fear. My possessiveness isn't born out of control, but out of the overwhelming desire to keep what we have sacred untouched by anyone else. It's not just that I love you, it's that I can't imagine loving anyone else. The idea of another person capturing your heart the way I have terrifies me. I'm possessive because losing you would mean losing a part of myself. I'm constantly aware of how lucky I am to have you, and with that comes the fear of losing you. My possessiveness isn't about holding you back. It's about holding on to the most precious thing in my life. I've seen what happens when love slips away, and I refuse to let that happen to us. Every time someone gets too close, I feel my possessiveness rise because I know how easy it is to fall in love with you. I can't help the way I feel. It's as if the thought of you being with someone else is a nightmare I can't shake off. I'm possessive not because I don't trust you, but because I can't fathom the pain of losing you. You have no idea how deeply you've become embedded in my soul. The thought of losing you to someone else drives me to hold you closer, protect what we have with everything I've got. I never knew love could be this consuming until I met you. Now the idea of someone else being in your life in the way that I am is unbearable. My possessiveness is only because I value you so much. I can't stand the idea of someone else making you smile the way I do, or hearing the laugh that I love. My possessiveness stems from how deeply we cherish every moment with you, and the thought of losing that is too much to bear. I'm possessive because you mean the world to me. It's not about control, but about protecting the love we've built. I can't imagine anyone else sharing what we have, and that's why I hold on so tightly. Every time I see someone look at you, my heart clenches. It's not that I don't trust you, I just can't bear the thought of losing you to anyone else. You've become my everything. You've awakened a love in me that I didn't know existed, and with that comes a fierce need to protect it. My possessiveness isn't about keeping you from the world. It's about keeping the world from taking you away from me. I'm possessive because I've finally found something worth holding on to, and the idea of losing you feels like losing a part of myself. You've become my safe place, and I'll do anything to keep that intact. There's a part of me that wants to shield you from everyone else, not because I doubt you, but because I know how easily someone could fall in love with you. My possessiveness is born from the fear of losing the best thing that's ever happened to me. Every time I think about the possibility of someone else holding you the way I do, my heart aches. My possessiveness isn't about ownership. It's about love so deep, it feels impossible to share. The idea of you with someone else tears at my soul. I'm possessive because I've never cared this much about anyone, and the thought of losing you feels like losing everything that matters. I'm possessive not because I don't trust you, but because I trust the world too little. You are too precious, too unique, and I can't imagine anyone else being lucky enough to call you theirs. My greatest fear isn't being alone, it's losing you. I hold on so tightly because the thought of someone else stepping into your life the way I have is something I can't bear. Every time I see someone else getting close to you, I can't help the wave of fear that washes over me. It's not jealousy, it's the terror of losing the one person who makes my world complete. I never used to be possessive until I met you. Now the thought of losing you to someone else is too much for my heart to handle. I don't ever want to share you with anyone. The thought of someone else calling you theirs sends shivers down my spine. I'm possessive because I know what I have in you, and I can't imagine letting anyone else experience the love we share. I'm not possessive out of insecurity. I'm possessive because I've found something so rare in you, and the idea of losing it is too painful to even consider. You've captured my heart in a way I never thought possible, and now the thought of someone else being in your life feels like a threat to everything we've built. I can't help but feel protective of what we have. My possessiveness comes from the deep love I feel for you and the overwhelming fear of losing you to someone else. It's not that I don't trust you, it's that I can't trust the world to appreciate you the way I do. My possessiveness is a reflection of how much you mean to me and how terrified I am of losing you. The thought of losing you keeps me awake at night. I'm possessive because you've become my world, and I can't bear the idea of someone else stepping into your life the way I have. I'm possessive because I know how easily someone could fall in love with you. I can't stand the thought of anyone else seeing what I see in you, of anyone else holding your heart. You are everything to me, and the fear of losing you to someone else feels like an unbearable weight on my chest. I'm possessive because I love you more than I ever thought possible. I never thought I'd be the jealous type, but with you, it's different. I'm possessive because I can't imagine my life without you, and the thought of someone else stepping in feels like a threat to my happiness. I'm possessive because you've become the center of my world, and the idea of losing you to someone else is too painful to bear. I love you too much to let anyone else take you away. You've shown me a love so deep that it's changed me, and now I can't imagine life without you. My possessiveness is a reflection of how much I value you and how afraid I am of losing you. I'm possessive because I can't imagine anyone else loving you the way I do. You've become my everything, and the thought of losing you to someone else feels like a nightmare I can't wake up from. Every time I see someone else getting close to you, my heart clenches with fear. I'm possessive because I can't stand the thought of losing you to anyone else. I'm possessive because I know how rare it is to find someone like you, and the idea of losing you to someone else is too much for me to handle. You've captured my heart in a way I never thought possible, and now the thought of losing you to someone else feels like an unbearable pain I can't escape. I'm possessive because you mean everything to me. The thought of someone else stepping into your life the way I have is something I can't bear to think about. I'm possessive because I found something so rare in you, and the idea of losing it to someone else feels like losing a piece of myself. The thought of losing you to someone else tears at my soul. I am possessive because I can't imagine my life without you. I'm possessive because I know how easily someone could fall in love with you, and the thought of losing you to anyone else feels like an unbearable loss.